No, it is right side up. Good. Hello, hello. Also, Erie, really simple. Um, any wizard. Wizard is peak Baldur's Gate class. I mean, what? Did I say that out loud? I know everybody will argue with me. Disagree. Cheapest spells ever, and we all know spells are the best part of that game. But anyway, did we have anybody in? Oh, you don't
Yeah.
have your. Oh, just Vanna for now. Okay, good. Hey Vanna, how are you?
Wait. No.
No, that's everything in the queue, isn't it? Here,
I thought someone
because
else
I
tried to
joined the
join.
queue, or I opened the queue right away.
Oh yeah, Vanna not white.
Yeah, it's just Vanna. Oh, we were um, going back and forth because there was only the one person on the list. I got tired of a handful of things. I got tired of a handful of things, so we have rules now. I mean, we always kind of had them, but I didn't enforce all of them. Anyway, what am I reading for you, Vanna? You always bring something interesting. Also, everybody has to pardon me. It's chilly in here tonight, so I brought the big blanket. If I fall asleep, Gabrielle will have to kick me.
I'm not gonna kick you.
I mean, if I fall asleep, okay. If I fall asleep, you're doing the readings then.
Hmm.
You're capable.
I am. But I'm still not gonna kick you. I'll just revoke the powers of this worm thing.
You'll just steal my blanket?
Maybe. If that will turn the powers off.
They're fairly simple rules, Caves. The biggest, the only real change is that anymore, if you ain't around for your reading, I'm not spinning people to the back anymore.
Yeah, it's twitch.tv slash and then whoever the name is. Oops,
You won't see the feet. You won't see the feet past the blanket anyway. So, Vanna, here's the interesting bit um, with what you've got going on here. So the five of clubs does indicate moving forward with a project, right? It's kind of making a commitment to that work. So I think you absolutely will get a okay. Let's get this project going. Right, our first card kind of indicates that. I think the part that you are so the seven of diamonds is a wish card, right? It's often idealized, but you get a non-idealized form of what you want, right? So check your expectations, but you do succeed. Right next to that is the two of hearts, which is a classic card of partnership. So I think the expectations that we need to check here is kind of So I think the expectation you need to check here is how much control you're going to have, or how much influence you're going to have moving forward. I think they'll want the idea, but they won't necessarily want you. I mean, not to be harsh about it, but you're not going to live in this project. You're going to sell this project and move on, if that makes sense. Like they're going to like the idea. They're going to like the idea, but they would rather acquire the idea and like they'd rather like acquire the idea and put their own writers on it than hire you in as a writer, if that makes sense. Which is a lump sum, which at the end of the day would be a lump sum payment to you and no additional work. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, and the thing is, well, and I agree, and I would agree with that. I think that they would absolutely own the distribution. I think they would absolutely own the distribution. They would distribute it. They'd take whatever you've written, but they would retain the rights to it and put their own writers on anything you haven't created at this point. That's the deal they're gonna want. Um, well, I mean, you're still the series creator. You would still be the series creator if nothing else. Um, you would be credited as a writer at least in the first season or first whatever you've got of it, right? And if they make more of it, any sequels or additional seasons or whatever, and you're not a writer, you may still retain. I mean, you'd still be series creator, so your name would go on it. But it's not a project you're going to live in. Fuck it. You've now done the work. Take the money. Like if they don't want to do extra whatever, just take the money. Oh no, that's perfect. Here, have if they want to sell you that kind of like acts, like if they want to acquire the show, your name gets on it. It'll at least make you more taken more seriously when you pitch the next show. I think this is great for you because you don't need the work that comes with writing for the show. You just need to be taken seriously. I'm all right with that. I like this for you. I like this for you. Good luck. Street cred. Yeah, no worries. I think Vanna may still be our only person in the queue at the moment,
Yes.
but that's all right. We'll clear that. Perfect. I saw Starry in here for a minute. How are things going with you, Starry? You don't have to get a reading if you don't want, but I figured we'd touch base. You've been busy recently. Oh, it's all good. Oh yeah, it's just you, Angel. Give me a second here. Um, Hmm. All right. Hey, Angel. Yeah, go ahead and throw it out there. Why not? Let's keep rolling while we're rolling. Oh, I feel accomplished today. Um, there's been this kind of, I don't want to call it a whole, I don't want to call it a whole dining room. It's more of a nook, really. Um, and it's been useless space in my apartment that's mostly been used for storage since I moved in here. And now there's a recliner and a chair and a table in it, and it's actually usable for things.
Yes.
I'm pretty pleased, even if the recliner is damp. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So you've been reading with me long enough. Like you see three spades on a table. I don't know if your other reader was incorrect exactly. Let's uh, let's throw it out here and kind of break down what I think reconciles all three readings. So the first card is the seven of spades. So the seven of spades is fear. Hey, how's it going, Lizzie? Um, Seven of spades is my card of fear, worry, or mental illness. Right. Um, if we wanted to kind of boil it down, it's a card of anxiety. Right. It can manifest as fear. It can manifest as worry. It can manifest as anger. But it's always a sign of something a little unstable. Right. The next card is the Queen of Spades. Like, at the end of the day, I still think that you're going to send this message. She doesn't know you particularly well. I still stand by with those two cards. You look a little off kilter. Right. She's assessing you for mental illness. Is this guy crazy? Like, the hell is he doing messaging me? Is this guy crazy? There's a level of guardedness in this. Um, but then we get to the Five of Clubs. So the Five of Clubs is being bound to the work. Is this person somewhat, is this person, or more accurately, this Instagram account, because people can have multiple, somewhat tied to something that they do professionally? Is there a level of this is work to them? Like, because I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, I reply to some, like, this changes the game. People respond to me, or I respond to people that have messaged me because my, say, Discord is tied to my business. I wouldn't necessarily reply to, and I'm not actually talking necessarily clients. Um, I get random messages because I also use my Discord for like gaming and whatever. So I'll get the occasional random message that I'm 90% sure is some sort of scammer coming from one of the gaming channels trying to get something from me. And I reply to them anyway because there's a possibility it could be a lead on a client. 90% of the time it doesn't pan out, but you do it anyway. Right? If this is somewhat tied into something like work, and I suspect that it is, um, then you will get a response from her because this is part of what she has to do. Right? And even if she's trying to be a more nebulous, like influencer type, even if she's trying to be a more nebulous, like influencer type, and like there could be a level of replying is a part replying to DMs is somewhat a part of her job. I think you might get a response. Sorry, you're hilarious. Art and stickers. Oh, but music. Music. Somebody's gonna do music for my stream. Oh, and web design. Don't forget the web design. I have a website, so web designers. Um, this could be a foot in the door, Angel, but here's the thing. There are a lot of negative cards here, and and definitely kind of a question of is this guy nuts? Right. I think you'll get a response. I don't think your other reader was incorrect. You may get a response. It opens a door. I think you have to tread very carefully because if you come across too strong, if you come across too personal to begin with, if you come across too much, that's the other thing is I'll reply to everybody, and if I think you are wasting my time trying to scam me or flash me naughty bits I don't want to see, I'm real liberal with the I'm real liberal with the block button. You can go right the hell away. So I think it's kind of a similar situation. You may get your foot in the door, but I think you need to be very careful what you do with that foot. Because if you take it too far, she'll just chop your foot off, metaphorically speaking. Make sense? Like I think that reconciles all three readings, and it definitely kind of tracks in and of itself with what we see here. Um, I apparently I wish I made stickers. Apparently, I wish I made stickers because so many people are doing it. It must make a ton of money, right? I got 100 of you follow me on Twitch, and tell you what, y'all can make half of what I make when I sell somebody 100 viewers. Y'all can be actual real viewers. I'm kidding. For the record, it is entirely a joke. However, because that's the one I see all the time. Get hundreds of viewers. I roll. Oh, Cafe Press. Oh, that was so hard to. link to that one. Because it looked like there was no way to make money on that. You know, I wouldn't mind doing some stuff. I wouldn't mind doing some raccoon themed stuff for Four Gates. Biscuit would appreciate it. I'll do a couple of non raccoon designs for you biscuit haters. A couple. But we like raccoons around here.
Yeah.
See if you'll. Can you perhaps. Oh,
Can I what?
yeah, spin us to our next.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, Caves. I didn't even see you actually jump in. I know you talked about it, but I didn't even see you actually jump in. Yeah, no worries, man. Good luck. I think. Okay. See you jump. Pando. There's no Pando here. Only Biscuit. I know, right? There's no Pando here. Only Biscuit. Correct. Yeah, when the thing says something, when the bot says something in stream, um, since the bot's called Pando.
Like
See?
that.
See? Also, Biscuit, say better things. I ought to go around. I ought to see about changing. I think you can change the name of the bot, but I think it's a premium feature I don't want to pay for.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't pay for. I don't pay for things, and I could be wrong.
No. You
Oh,
can't change
no.
the chatbot's name.
That's dumb. Why don't I just make one?
Well, I mean.
Oh yeah, you're up. You're up. Sorry, I'm here running my mouth. Huh. Oh, were you looking for it? Oh yeah, that's right.
Where was it?
Uh, too much water. This blanket is too good. I don't remember where we had said it would be, but I'm gonna guess in the door holder of like of your car or your truck. Mm.
I said something that had like a that kind of shape.
Mm. Did you find it in the freezer? I have legit done that shit. I put my keys in the freezer. I ended up like 30 minutes late to work. I'm wandering around the house. I had made breakfast out of that freezer. I ought to change pants before I come back over here. Interestingly specific shape. Hmm. Well, keep us in, I was going to say, don't keep us in suspense.
Inexplicable? It's okay.
I blame Shiny. In a suitcase in your
Okay. Something that can open like that, technically.
in a suitcase that you had been in? Or just some random suitcase that you hadn't even been in? Like, I joked when I said I was joking when I said I blame Shiny. But if you hadn't opened that suitcase in fucking years, um, and it's suddenly in there, there to me that smacks of some sort of spirit involvement. So over here, that's Shiny. Shiny fucks with shit. Shiny fucks with shit. Oh yeah, I would still blame. I would still put that down to Shiny around here. That's crazy. You know how Shiny is, so he'd laugh at that shit. Yeah. And depending on how much it needed used, the wallet is perfect for Shiny.
Yeah.
Stealing shit like that? No. Okay, so Shiny's a long story. Shiny is no, Shiny needs to behave around my friends. Shiny needs to behave around my friends, but Shiny is a thought form that I created decades ago now. And it was he was an experiment in a self-sustaining thought form. So what we have now is something more independent than a thought form. And the way that he got his name is Shiny will steal things that he views as shiny, hence the name. And what a shiny thing is it's something that's really not important, but it's important enough to gather residual energy. Keys are a great example. Wallets are a great example. Um, TV remotes. Shiny loves TV remotes because, oh, it's the most important thing in the world when you're flipping a channel, but it doesn't hurt anything if it disappears for a little bit. You know, I had to go. Yeah, so I used a fairly traditional thought form creation method, but what we did was I taught him to eat, for lack of a better way of putting it. Thought forms, by and large, are kind of programmed to do whatever, right? Well, one of the things that we laid down was, you know, he needs energy. So he absorbs this energy from, and it was a process to kind of teach him to eat. And so he'll steal these things that have this residual energy. And and he'll kind of use that energy to sustain himself. Now, like a traditional thought form, you know how you have to feed them occasionally? I haven't fed Shiny in years. He comes by, he steals my shit, I get it back. He mostly behaves with my friends. I don't know that this is Shiny because other spirits, especially caves, especially if you work with like Fae or nature spirits that aren't Fae, um, they're real prone to stealing things for the same reason.
And if you do like ancestor work, sometimes an ancestor spirit will take something and move it to something.
That's true. Ancestor spirits will move things. I don't generally because they steal shit. Like Fae and nature spirits, absolutely, and for the same reason. They're kind of a wild version of the same thing. Yeah. So Shiny's kind of template of action was based on a Fae or a nature spirit, right? You know, the method of eating in the same way is kind of based on that. And what's funny is in the same way he will bring me. He will consume things and bring them, like consume the energy from things and bring them to me every once in a while. It's not very common. It's not very common, but there's still a cell phone kicking around here that somebody lost. It was on the front porch for the longest time because I found it right outside the house. I'm pretty convinced Shiny ate the stupid thing. It was okay. The screen was cracked anyway, so whoever lost it is happy with their new phone. That's interesting. So your kid could be bringing some stuff back in, which is fine. I don't get. Let me actually get a card on it because there's a kid involved. Oh yeah, no. Friends, multiple friends, harmless, like good intentions. I mean, you know how the Fae are. Like I say harmless, I mean, we're going to say as harmless as the Fae can be. But, but good friends. What kind of age range are we looking at for the kid? Like young enough to have a real imaginative life that doesn't get questions? Uh, so kind of. So kind of. At the end of the day, he may not even think of it as more than imagination. Right. I know some of my, contacts in that way. I didn't think of as more than imagination. And then I kind of realized that there was something different about a couple of them. Right. But I also kept that pretty quiet. If you think he can handle it, you may ask him about it. But in any case, they're friends. They're friendly. They're not going to hurt anything. I mean, eat the energy off your wallet, apparently. But I don't think they're actually going to hurt nothing. They seem pretty harmless to me, and you know your stuff, so I'm not worried about you. I mean, at the end of the day, like I wouldn't actually be pissed at my kid, but I would look at him and go, Do you want fairies? Because this is how we get fairies." And then it turns out we have fairies. Mm-hmm. 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 So I had an interesting double. Mm-hmm. So I had an interesting double standard because I had an actually sensitive kid, that was also prone to nightmares that came from nowhere. Right. So she would pick up on energy in an area. The younger.
Yeah.
She would pick up on energy in an area, and then her brain would run with things when, especially when she was sleeping, that would end up with very little basis in reality. Right. So we had to navigate really little. You know, some things are only from our heads. Some things exist over there but don't really come over here.
Mhm.
And some things come across as this or the other. But I mean, we covered it as a metaphor, but we're like some things some things are rooted here in the physical world, but they're pretending to be something else in the other world. And this is how we covered things like metaphor and like and as like nightmares as manifestation of other stresses in life. You know. Anyway, so were we just chittering about that caves, or did you want me to? Mm, mm. But yeah, no. Well, no, I think you kind of handle some of that well. Um, I think so. I think is Michael what? Is Michael dead? Certainly not. Oh, interesting. Somebody you've ever met in person, or oh, yeah, okay. I have a whole story. Uh, mm, so dead isn't right. Dead is certainly not right. We've got a joker, so something hidden or concealed here. Um, was he when you knew him? Was he a spiritual practitioner? He almost has to be like if he's coming to you in dreams, he almost has to be somewhat. Um, mm, so that makes sense with what I'm getting. I'm getting very hermit isolation-y energy. Um, I got so initially because I know you're researched enough to know what this means. I got the in my head. he had isolated to do the Abramelin working the way that actually takes 18 months. Right. The way that nobody actually does, even though the book is fucking published and you can do it. Um, Yellow book about this tall and on the bookshelf in there if you want to poke at it.
Okay.
I think. I think I brought it with me. So, the Abramelin ritual, this is the knowledge and conversation ritual. Mather's translated the version we have now. It's 18 months of progressively more isolation uh, to kind of force knowledge and conversation. So it's very similar to that year and a day isolation, right? And I don't think he's doing specifically that. That's just my tradition's kind of version of this, right? No, no, no. That's I'm not saying he's doing exactly that. I'm saying this is what I get is that idea of spiritual retreat. Like he's gone away to seek himself. Is what I get from that Joker. Nothing else makes sense. He's not dead. He's not dead, but I think he pulled back. And I think he pulled back. So at 70, does he have family kicking around that are maybe more rooted in civilization than he is? No, no, no. I don't think he's being held captive. I don't think he's being taken advantage of. Mm. So you'll understand this, I think, better than most. He's old enough. I think he's old enough. Like, he's not really good with being in, like, being in things. I think that he is realizing that he's getting up there. I think he's got some family. And I think that this idea of retreating and getting himself centered, frankly, is because he's going to have to go start visiting some family because otherwise he ain't ever going to see him again. No, correct. I'm being logical now. I'm being logical now. But two of hearts, seven of diamonds. Like, there's somebody he needs to be in touch with, and he needs to steel himself to do it. Two of hearts, I want to tip my hat to a love interest, but I don't know that that's necessarily true. Right, but there is a specific person that he needs to like get in contact with. Somebody from his past that's important that it's time to track down. And I think he is grounding himself, steeling himself, and centering himself to be prepared to find this person. And it may be more than one. The card would hat tip. Mm, his mom is his mom. Mm, that may make some sense. I was going to say, is his mom still kicking around? I mean, if he's 70, she'd be, even at 12, she'd be 82. Like, one can hope. No, I think he's still alive. There's a handful of cards that would have come through if he had passed. But it might be about standing over someone's grave. Like, that's important too. Allow that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our automata's so freaking sensitive.
Ah,
I'll get over it. It'll get over it.
maybe it needs to be play Legos in the quiet room. I mean,
I might turn the automata off at some point. I'm kind of over it. It never catches it. It never catches the bots begging for me to sign up so they can give me viewers.
right?
But it always catches crap like that that's relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man, he ain't dead. You're all right. He ain't dead. He's just gathering himself for visiting, gathering himself for finding folks. Yeah, Starry, at some point you and I are going to sit down. I might offer you a free reading in order to sit, if you'll return a favor by sitting down and helping me polish out some of these stupid settings that I always get wrong. We'll talk at some point. Because Lord knows my settings ain't right. Mm. Alright, guys, why don't I go smoke real quick? Because I think I'm up next, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, why don't I go smoke real quick?
Okay.
Oh, I'm awake, I swear. I had a whole blanket. It was putting me to sleep, but then it was too warm.
The heater's also on.
Correct. Alright, I'll be right back. hello, hello, hello. I'm awake, I swear. I mean, so Pando and Biscuit are supposedly. So Biscuit is created using the Pando app, so they're pretty much the same thing. Um, but at the end of the day, I mean, it is kind of a zoo around here. I mean, at the end of at the end of the day, like it is kind of a zoo around here. But then again, like I have two jobs, so everywhere I work, I go to work all the time. It's also a zoo. It ain't no different. I mean, there's two retail jobs in here. Zoo is our native habitat.
Yep.
We work retail. Uh, there's three jobs between the two of us. Oh, all right. Starry, you are up. I just got to get things spun around.
I got it.
Thank you.
I hope.
Mm. Well, good. Chris has been working overtime. I'm glad. It's about time he pulled his weight. We want to talk. I am straight going to put your spirit on blast. We want to talk about freeloaders. Fucking at least Pando says that, or at least Biscuit says shit you can understand. I mean, what? Freeloading spirit thinks he gets Oreos. Fucking make some sense and I'll get you some Oreos. And that's me. That's from me, not from Starry. But make some fucking sense and I'll get you some fucking Oreos. Okay, so overwhelmed. I mean, first thing is that Seven of Spades acknowledges your overwhelmed, like that overwhelmed status. Like that's fair. There's Kayla. Sorry, you're not gonna like it. It effectively boils down to, whoops. It effectively boils down to, whoops. But like, here's the thing. Um, what I kind of get from this is we have this overwhelm. We have Kayla. We have the King of Spades. In this case, I think the King of Spades is Chris kind of owning the fact that he fucked up. Right, there's your whoops. He does say, but I covered your ass. Because the King of Spades immediately turns the King of Clubs. But I covered your ass. And the Ten of Clubs here kind of says, um, kind of gives me the idea that what he's doing here, you and I both know that you do your best work under pressure. Now, you crack but you do your best work under pressure. At the end of the day, there is a fine line between a well crafted tempered sword and a shattered mess on your anvil. Whoops is effectively what you get. Hmm. So, see, he pushed you hard. He pushed you hard, and he's setting you up for success. He apologizes for how close you are to being overwhelmed, and it is because he believes, and I agree with him, that you do your best work under pressure. You may crack afterwards, but you don't have time to crack right now, and that works in your favor. You and I both know you'll hold it together. You and I both know you'll pull something wonderful out of your ass. and the throwaway the throwaway comment at the bottom is effectively sorry but you need laid. I mean, I don't think he gives a shit that it was a vampire guy specifically, but a little bit of stress relief would relieve your stress.
Vampire
I mean, it's his suggestion to being less overwhelmed. It's hard to be overwhelmed with your legs over your head. He th- he thinks it's an actual solution to stress relief. He thinks it's an actual solution to stress relief. I see his point. I see his point, and I see his point, and I disagree. I think it's a good example of how a spirit can be wrong. And also, Chris, I get the wizard name thing, but how did Alistair work out for, how did Alistair work out for Rose?
guy.
How did Alistair work out for Regardi for that matter? Like, dating an Alistair Dating an Alistair is the wizard equivalent of dating any woman whose name ends in an I. Women whose names end in I, where they could end in Y, are are stereotypically fucking crazy. Brandy, okay. Brandy with an I, fucking psycho. Emily, charming lady. Emily with an I, fucking psycho.
What about an IE? EMILIE.
Probably all right, but I'm eyeing it sideways. Well, sorry, I ain't doing. Ain't nobody else in the queue right now. I can certainly throw a couple of cards on Alistair here. Just know, I think dating an Alistair is the magical equivalent of dating. And I mean, he certainly falls in line with his namesake there. Crowley was so prone to talked about you openly, like
In
like
what context?
I was gonna say like she's so smart, she's gonna win this competition, Or I want to see her naked. Like, what's the context? What did he say about you openly? I mean, if he's just running around, okay. If he's just running around telling people he wants to see you naked, like, I think you got a shot. I'm hilarious.
You are.
Well, but like, even that, like, oh yeah, oh yeah, Seven of Hearts. Oh, there's no doubt. Like, there's no doubt in these cards. You've definitely got a shot if you want one. He's into you. In his own kind of apathetic way, he's into you. Whether or not that's a good idea, well, I got five more cards to decide. But you certainly could, pardon the joke, embrace the beast if you were to so choose too. uh, well, that certainly says something, no. Ah, bullshit. Like, I mean, I don't care. If you want to run some numerology, I don't care. Now, here's the thing. Two of spades, you're right, he would annoy you instantly. You know, the apathy would annoy you instantly. I think you guys would butt heads. I mean, you may find him a little less apathetic in a smaller group or one on one. I think some of that is actually more social anxiety than actual apathy. If he maintains a distance, he doesn't have to engage. It's less. And the reason that I say that is that Jack of Hearts is kind of more hard on his sleeve, like impulsive sharing, like not something I connect with apathy. Right. But that said, oh, you would have to do all the work here. Jesus Christ. Michael, behave. At the end of the day, you guys, at the end of the day, and I think this would have been true of Crowley and pretty much anybody as well, just a hat tip to the namesake. I think you guys would have a great time with your pants off. But the minute he put his pants on and opened his mouth, you'd find him annoying. Um, I mean, four of spades. This is a guy you do in an alley behind a bar, not take home with you. Because you get him in your house and he's annoying. I mean, what? Correct. Well, and at the end of the day, I think there's a part of you drawn to him as well. Like, again, I think there is a lot of chemistry here and not a lot of personality alignment. I mean, that's fine. If the penis fits, I mean, You see what I did there? It's like a shoe, but it's a penis.
And I don't think a penis is like a shoe. Actually, it's the foot that's like a penis,
Only
right?
for you.
Oh well.
And maybe caves. Take him to the competition. Take him after the competition. I mean, what? I'm certainly not worried about you in this competition, sorry. Like, I think Chris has pulled out all the stops to make it work right. We just got to keep you from collapsing afterwards. Betty White. We're certainly interesting tonight. I'll say that much.
We are.
Also, anybody else want in? It's so. Are do you need to stay in town? You know what? Why not? You might need to because Kayla. Okay. I mean, apparently, maybe you can stay with Alistair, although I don't suggest it. Boy, why does it smell like cheese? You're welcome. She's over there losing it. Boy, why does it smell like cheese? Ouch. Good, because he's actually earned some Oreos, or he may not get Oreos. He may end up with something else. Because I don't know if I feel like Oreos, but he'll like what I get him. I mean, what? I mean, our sweets budget is pretty small around here. If if he's getting something, we're gonna have to share it with us too. So it may not be Oreos. So, sorry, I don't think you'll find something new on your own with as short of a time frame as you have. I think there's every possibility you find somewhere to stay. How long do you need? Like, right, I was gonna say, how long do you need? Because I think being able to stay temporarily with somebody's a possibility. I would look at the people that you work with. I would look in the direction of people like, I would look in the direction of people that um, you're friendly enough with, maybe through Kayla's program, or somebody, in theory, somebody you have a class with. You know how class and work can blend, right? But the eight of clubs as your ultimate answer, the eight of clubs as your ultimate answer is turn to your coworkers, right? Um, Two of hearts, nine of clubs, like this opens up. Mm, mm. But nine of clubs is a new job. Here's a thought. None of these people in Kayla's group are particularly like, these are not underclassmen. These are not people that don't necessarily have like their own apartments and whatever. New job. Any chance somebody's going home? Any chance somebody's going home and they're actually desperate enough? They need somebody to, like, I don't know, feed the cat or some shit. Like, I don't know why I got feed the cat from this specifically. But that's the energy that I'm getting here. They don't even have to be there. Like, let's face it, you would like that. Like, at the end of the day, Starry, you with a place to yourself for your 3 or 4 days and a cat. It don't hurt to ask. It don't hurt to ask because yeah, I'm getting like somebody you work with, perhaps have a class with instead, but basically somebody you work with that needs something from you. Hmm. So this is not somebody that's going to do you a favor. What you're looking for here is somebody for whom this is a mutual benefit of some sort. My initial impression is feed the animal. Right. Could be a couple of other things in theory, but my guess would be feed the animal. And I just assume cat because you take a dog with you. Hmm. And if you can get that total down to 500 bucks, that's just fine. Cause like that other price, so you'd basically be paying 700 bucks for those 3 days. That's fucking ridiculous. Don't do that. Well, yeah, but oh, no, well, no, I'm aware, but that's still fucking ridiculous. So if you can find somebody, see, here's the thing: if they know they're going to be going home, that's a pretty easy thing to know. And they have a cat, like what? What are they going to? Are they planning on their cat disappearing between now and then? Like, poor cat. If they know they're going home, and that's easy to know even this far out. If you're a mama's boy and you have to get on a plane and fly home every time you get a break, you know that shit. You know, yeah, but if they're not there, they're not going to give a shit what you put in there as long as you take it with you when you leave. Or shit, sorry, rent a storage unit. Like it's peak for your apartment. Shit, rent a storage unit. That's cheaper than 700 goddamn dollars. Rent it for a month. When is this? I suppose you could camp. I suppose you could camp, but that's not what's reflected here. You know, taking care of something for somebody would be what's indicated in the cards. Like feed somebody's cat, it'll be fine. At least it'd be good weather if you do that. If you do decide to camp, like you'd have good weather for that. It wouldn't be the world. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But feed somebody's cat. I'm pretty sure that's what's up. What you got for us, Caves? Because now I'm curious. Coincidentally enough, that's what Alistair's trying to do too. We get to joke. Nobody, nobody laughed at that. Alistair's trying to feed the cat.
I didn't get it the first time you said it. My bad.
I'm not sure how that would work either, but it's worth looking up. It's worth asking about. I mean, maybe they both going back to meet his parents and they need somebody to watch the cat. You don't know. Maybe by the time this rolls around, they'll be broken up. I mean, what? But, I mean, maybe they'll be broken up doesn't help you plan now. Well, then maybe he's dragging her home to meet his mom. Correct. What you got for us, Caves? I'm just talking now. So, mm, correct. Oh, so Caves, is this kabbalistically based? Is this based on position of Sephira? I kind of see where you're going with that. The five's a dead giveaway. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bless you. Okay.
Wow.
It's interesting. It's interesting how well that lines up so far. Like a couple of the numbers, like two being balanced, is fairly logical. But anyway, while you're typing, if you'll advance us to the next one and go ahead and close the queue, I think we're pretty much done for the night.
Okay.
Like, I'm enjoying this, so trying to win everything, correct? No, you're all right. Trying to win everything. Very much a thing Starry presents as part of the outward personality. Bridge numbers are the difference between. Okay, I get that. I'm learning about this because this is a new method to me. So
Maybe
I'm
as
learning.
well.
I mean, sorry, just because you had weekend plans and you don't have weekend plans now, that doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. You can just fuck off and not go to the gym. That's what I do. I mean, whatever.
My work is my gym.
Correct. I see it that way too. Also, sorry, fucking go anyway. Go explore a new city by yourself. Fuck these bitches. Just go. You'll get your steps in this other city. Ooh, not an expensive city to. Yeah, I was just gonna say, not a cheap city to try and get a place to stay in last minute.
Well,
Oh.
Nashville's expensive.
what?
Try and get a place to stay in.
Mm.
Or, for any number of other reasons, Nashville's just fucking expensive.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's. So, so I definitely noticed the parallels. I don't know this guy at all, but the stuff you came up with about Starry is, from what I can tell, fairly accurate, and some of it's a little shallow, but it's a little shallow in ways that I would expect from using like a screen name rather um, than a real name. Like at the end of the day, the quality of the link matters. and this kind of stuff where you're running that math, that that matters too. So I think that's fairly, from what I can tell, that's fairly accurate. Oh, that's some ridiculousness. That's some stuff that I would do on purpose. As a kid, that's some shit I would have done on purpose. Yeah, I'm interested in it. I'm interested in the theory. If you want to practice, shit, you're in the four gate server. I'll at least authorize you to ask for practices in there. Like, I don't give a crap if you want to do more numerology. We need a good numerologist in there, and we need a good astrologer in there, because I'm neither of those things. I'm actually an alright numerologist. Our heat's been running a lot more. We got to get the other three
Oh.
filters in.
Okay, but also we had chili, so.
Yeah. Well, we got to get the other three filters in, and I bet that the back room of that store you work in ain't doing you any favors.
Oh yeah, this yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. I remember that. Mm. So it's funny from the other direction.
Okay, I can't.
Chris.
You poor
So
thing.
remember, Chris is Starry Spirit. So Chris doing the numerology thing. He would come across. He would come across, and he struggled a little bit to make himself known. Right. He struggled a little bit to be translatable because it's funny. I still stand by Chris, whoever, whatever a more traditional name for him may or may not have been. I still stand by. He didn't have a whole lot of experience with people, with with anybody physical. Actually, I think he communicated very well for himself,
Mm.
and I have since learned to understand him a little better, but he didn't speak person very well. But Oreos are the shit, so he's learning. Notice even now, he only gets Oreos if he fucking communicates in a way that I understand. Correct. Oh, he's learning a lot from the frat dudes because they communicate weirdly well for what they're doing. Like, have you ever seen those fuckers organize a kegger? They can communicate when they want to. All right, guys. I suppose it's bedtime. It's 1 o'clock.
Wow.
No, it's all right. And we started so late that like it is what it is. But I suppose I ought to crawl off to bed here. I work in the morning.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
tired
guys.
too.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys on Thursday then. All right, y'all have a good night.